these lasers get much bigger, I'm gonna need a bigger studio. This is the M1 from XTool. This is supposedly my first enclosed diode laser that has all the things that I've been looking for in a diode, including camera module, air assist possibly, I'm not even sure. This is totally new ground for me, and we're gonna go through it together. This is an absolutely monster package that turns out to be a package within a package. Since they shipped it box in box, there is zero damage to this. This is a really nice box. I think I'm showing my age. As always, we take one quick look at the packaging because, well, packaging on high dollar items, it matters. And this is packaged up awesome. And here's the kind of amazing spread we're left with. These are the cutting mats because this laser is actually a vinyl cutter too. Material package that came with it, and then a massive, this thing is crazy heavy material package called their premium material package, and contains basically enough stuff to almost start your own Etsy shop. There is a lot here. Wood materials, different stainless. Yeah, we'll get that out a little later, I think. 4-piece riser pack. This is for using the rotary, I suspect, to get the laser up. And just wooden blocks. Hey, why not? So the rotary allows you to engrave and cut, to do designs on round things. And this, I believe, is their new fancy grippy style, collet style rotary system, which is got all the bells and whistles, I do believe. And oof, dropping things on the floor. Very cool. So cutting blades for the vinyl, exhaust pipe and clamp. Nice heavy duty, way better than what came with my K40. It's not aluminized. This is like duct tape material. So I would rather have aluminized personally, but it's fine. And then this will go in the back of the machine and duct our nasty fumes and noxious gases out the back, which is pretty darn cool. That's the biggest weakness of most diode lasers is they're just open. This is one wicked heavy unit. Very nice tinted plexi top acrylic. More cutting mats. So we have 4 cutting mats total by the looks of it. And our laser head, and this is really reminiscent of a nice printer copier type setup. Fully closed bottom. Usually you have an open bottom for the rotary, and the rotary sits down low and you bring the machine up, but I'm not sure how this one works. We'll have to learn together and get it out and give it a go. And in the last box is the rotary itself, the RA2, which is their sort of next gen of rotaries. This thing, that is pretty clever, with a full collet system on the end, low profile rotaries, and all kinds of supporting options. You don't have to resort to using door stop wedges, work pretty good to level out a cup that's got a slope in it. But on this type of unit, you don't have to at all. You can adjust it fully in all axes. They really did something innovative here. Really heavy aluminum. There's no plastic to speak of here. Even the knob is aluminum. This is not your toy laser. You're investing a little bit of money here.
If you're looking to do manufacturing but don't want the hassle of dealing with a laser cutter, then check out PCBWay. They do custom fabrication, CNC machining, 3D printing, and more. They can help get your product ready for market and ship it directly to your door. Check out PCBWay.com.
You've actually seen me use these before on the channel here with the Cricut Explore Air 2. This is my first vinyl cutter I ever got, and it just works. It works awesome. It's a good little unit. And it uses the same style of cutting mats. So I've learned a few things. These cutting mats are a little bit smaller. The XTool can do quite a bit bigger, but they come the same way. They have plastic to protect the sticky surfaces. These XTool ones are sticky on the top and bottom to glue it to the bottom of the vinyl cutter or laser cutter, however you want to refer to it. But what you do is just write the word top on both sides. That way, you always know what side of this is the clean side to stick back down to the sticky surface. Because if it says pot, you've got it backwards. Easy. Also, another tip I've learned, these 3M command hooks, use these to fasten to the wall, and then you can use that to hang your pads. These ones aren't punched out, so we'll have to cut that out. Just like so. And they hang vertically on the wall so they don't get all crinkled up or deformed in any way. Works perfect. If you would have asked me a year ago if a laser cutter slash vinyl cutter would ever be a thing, I definitely wouldn't have thought it would be. But it's kind of a neat idea. I'm still a little worried that the smoke and soot are going to make the bottom of this dirty, that it's going to have a hard time keeping up so that we can still stick our pads down. But I guess time will tell, right? We'll just have to try it. This cutting mat allows the blade of the vinyl cutter to sink down in without getting through to metal. So it's a sacrificial surface and self-healing and really important part. So we go ahead and take this off. And now we've got a sticky surface. In the materials pack that they provided and also sell, it comes with a whole heap of self-adhesive vinyl. Here in Canada, you can actually buy this at dollar stores now. The local Walmart sells it. They have a whole Cricut section. I think 2 of the $3 stores in town here sell it. So it's really easy to come by vinyl, and Amazon is a great source for vinyl. Now the cutter head on this is actually a pretty clever little system. This is just magnetically stuck up in there, and they give you the replacement blades, 5 pieces. I'm still on my original blade on my Cricut, so what I'm thinking is these would last you one heck of a long time, I think. 5 blades that's a lot of cutting if this thing doesn't dull itself too quickly. So you very carefully just go ahead and set this in there, and you're supposed to dial this so that just the wedge tip is sticking out, and your depth is set with that. And then easy. And then there's a calibration procedure on their website that you can do with a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper, and that will get the force just right. We carefully set that back up inside. It should, just clips into place. Pretty cool. Immediately on connection to the XTool Creative Space, mine showed that I have a new firmware to be found, so that's pretty cool. All my lasers pretty much have required a firmware update of some form, but the XTool is the only one that's been fully automatic, which is pretty cool. The D1 was the same way. What's super cool about this and what sold me early on, you open and close the lid and the camera inside immediately captures a nice high definition picture of our work surface. That's pretty incredible. I really don't like closed source software, but I am willing to make exceptions, especially when it comes to software that's this good. If we hit framing and then hit the button, it should do an outline with the laser and show us where our cut will be, which is exactly where it showed on the vinyl on the image. Pretty cool. If you open the lid, there is a safety feature. It does kill the job, I found out, so that's kind of a nice thing to have. Complete. You can pick up one of these at any craft store. It's called a weeding tool, and it allows you to pull your vinyl off of the backing. Usually you're removing the sections that aren't of use anymore. But in this case, we're just going to pull our sticker out. Look at that. Perfectly cut. That is super impressive. If we wanted a sticker, there we go. I have to say that is a pretty slick idea. Double dutying this as a laser cutter and a vinyl cutter, that's pretty clever. I like it. So your vinyl just comes back off and goes back into storage. I keep mine in a Rubbermaid tote. I've had all these rolls in here for a year now and I've had no issues. Get yourself a roll of transfer paper. That allows you to transfer your vinyl over from your backing to a surface and make cool stickers. But these are all from Amazon. I'm sure XTool sells a lot of their own, which will be guaranteed to work well with their cutters. But yep, you can get it anywhere. And we'll just save that for later. Also, if you're going to get into doing vinyl cutting, get yourself one of these. It's a good old paper cutter. This is an Amazon Basics one, and it allows you to do really long, really smooth, really clean cuts of your vinyl. So for long decals and stuff, this is just, it saves so much grief for the 30 bucks or so that they charge for them. It's just chintzy plastic, but they work good. And this is where our labeling comes into play. You can see one's upright, one's upside down. The top one, when we can read the word top, we just set it back on. Line it up roughly with the edges. Doesn't need to be perfect. And then stick ours on the back side. You know what? It's not fair if I don't show you all the cool tricks. So there's easier ways to do this yet. What are we up to? Like 5 cool tricks about this already? Take your sheet, hang the backer on your hook, on your command hook. Then you just take this sheet and just let it fall. Take this one, hang it on your command hook, let it fall. There you go. Don't have to align anything. The pink ones are labeled as fabric grip. They're the same as the Cricut sort of heavy duty grip by the feel of it. Be careful. If you use your vinyl on that, it's really hard to get it off. So stick to fabrics and other hard to adhere things, or you're going to spend all night trying to get it off that backing. So that is the beginnings of our test. I think we're ready to go test the laser portion of it now. Super cool. Safety features, camera to check our work where it is and line things up. Super, super simple. This is where I see these diode laser cutters going. This is better than the K40 could ever do for ease of use. So yeah, I'm happy. Out to the shop, and I'll do my best to try and capture things. I've just queued up one of my flashlights for the upcoming project I'm doing, and we'll hit go. I learned a valuable lesson to take the vinyl cutter bit out, the blade out, because it hits the objects that you're trying to laser. So I set the power pretty low on this. We're trying to burn through anodized on aluminum. So I'm kind of doubtful it's going to work. And it didn't even leave a mark. Okay, we got it now. You can hit framing completed, and we'll hit send to the laser. So what I did is I dialed in my own height. I dialed in the actual height of the top surface on the flashlight. Instead of using the auto measure feature, because perhaps the auto measure can't deal with something so narrow. I know you're not going to be able to see it, but I can tell that's actually working now, and it looks quite good actually. I think we found the trick. Just use proper vernier and give it the real numbers. Done in just a couple of minutes. Oh, it's perfect. That's perfect. So you can see that my lineup wasn't just absolute perfection. You can see a little fade at the bottom, just a little bit, but could have been just a little bit more lined up, but that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted here. And other than it's backwards, it should be left to right. Actually, no, maybe that should be the way. I'm right-handed. Most people are right-handed. This is number 1 of the serial number range that we're going to be doing, but that did a beautiful, beautiful job. Quite pleased with that. What I did read, and time will tell, is that you want to place your work up towards the camera. The camera's right up here as much as possible, and that will save you the grief of misalignments. Well, still had the misalignments, and I did try it over here in the middle as well, and it made no difference. It was about the same margin of error each time, but yeah, we're off to a really good start. I have to think that this might be quicker on my K40, but we're going to try one more here. We're going to hit go. And this is a production run, so I hope it does a good job for us. This is real material that's going to go out to real people. And if you end up purchasing one of my inventor packs this fall, you're going to get this one potentially. I'm doing a limited run of 20 units, and I'm pretty proud of it. It's a pretty cool kit. I think it's going to come out neat, and it's something that I'd want to get for Christmas for sure. Okay, let's see how we did. That is absolutely gorgeous. That is exactly what I was shooting for. I'll be quite pleased to hand these out. That'll be just fine. I wanted it just not centered. I find centered things don't look so good, like rule of thirds kind of thing. So yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly where I wanted it. I'm going to quickly run this production run through. So this is off my plate for today, and then we'll maybe play with a little bit more. Okay, I think what we'll try to do is we'll just see how it does with stainless steel right out of the box without me doing anything. So you can see the screen. I can't do screen capture on this laptop. Interesting, I can't see the laser on the stainless steel. I definitely cannot see the framing. Okay, so we'll try a different trick. We'll put a piece of wood on top of it. We'll see if this will let us frame. Dead. I'll take the wood off carefully. It's gonna get grumpy, but because we opened the lid, we'll just hit start. Let's see what it does. I know my D1 did a really good job on stainless. It left just a perfect mark, but not singed or indented or anything. It was just like a hologram kind of thing. In case you're wondering or forgotten, this is all you get for a user's manual. There's only a couple of pages that have useful info. So if you're saying, hey, why don't you just follow the instructions? There isn't any. But lo and behold, we don't need them. Oh man, is that ever good? Check this out. Fingerprints off of that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Wow. That's better than my D1 did. You can feel it, and it's etched in, but really nicely. I like the color and I like the contrast. That's beautiful. That right out of the box. I'm gonna stick this footage in the middle of our little review. This is one day later, and I'm putting the M1 to work. Real world, real product. This is another part of my inventor pack that I'm going to be selling this fall, and I'm just so happy to have myself. So Here's the knife I've been testing for 6 months, and now I'm lasering them with the Maker Toys emblem. And these things are great. Look at the nice patina on it. I wanted to wait for this laser to set this up. So what I did is I just taped a piece of plywood down. That way the knife sits flat. The blade sits flat and allows the handle to sit down on the board. I put an alignment dot on it, so I know where the tip of the knife should go, and now the hilt, the handle is up against the wood, and that gives me my repeatable positioning. And in the software, I haven't figured out yet how to just hit the button and go again. I wish I could, but I don't seem to be able to, so I just hit start in there again, and I hit go, and away it goes. And there's nothing to it. That's it, just that fast. And what I've done is I have lasered my Maker Toys labeling and logo onto this awesome little knife. Talk about unique. This is just a little WD-40 on a rag to make sure I don't remove any of the rust prevention on the knife, put it back, and also cleans at the same time. I'm not going really long, so I'm not going right down to the bare metal. I'm leaving just a little bit, and I think that gives it that awesome ghostly appearance, and just I love it. These things work awesome. No lock on the blade for just to make it nice and easy, because it's a small knife. Cool little clip. And this is real world. This is going out. This is a for sale product that's going in my inventor pack. Oh, and one more, show you an idea. These are for my wife for Christmas, for her website and business. I'm gonna give her a whole package of these. I picked these up. I ordered them from eBay, and really nice bamboo pens. And the M1 does just a beautiful job. And you could sell these on Etsy or whatever on demand, or sell them to local businesses if you wanted, no problem. Really happy. That was the first try. I just made a little, used an existing pen, measured the height, stuck it down with some tape, which you can't see very well, stuck it down with tape, use that as my alignment rig, boom. Because the camera still isn't perfect on this thing, you have to align it a little bit off from where the camera shows, because there's parallax from that, but there you go. This one is staying on my bench. It's going to take something pretty impressive to knock this out of this spot. Now I have the K40 for high wattage stuff and thick cutting and clear plexi, and this for everything else. And we'll get the rotary out and we'll do some mugs and stuff. This is what I'm looking for. Something I haven't smelled a thing. No smoke. It's going out my smoke system, which is just a bathroom fan, an inline fan, and I just hooked up to the back of it. It works wonderful. They do sell an air purifier. Can't say I didn't try that. I'm in favor of just venting it outside, but there's no smell in here whatsoever, even when I tried the first piece of plywood. So I'm happy with that. You're going to see this a lot more on the channel. It's going to live here. We're going to use it in projects. So whether you should buy one, I don't know. It's a high dollar item. If you're looking to have an all-in-one solution where you don't have to deal with the smells and the dangers of the fumes and stuff, this is a better way to go. The enclosed that's the way. I just like the camera. Being able to align things with the camera is a game changer for me, and that's why I wanted to try this out. So we'll see. We'll check back in a few months and see how it goes. And I'm putting it to work manufacturing today. We're building projects for sale on the makeme.org store today. So cheers, guys.